Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Packers 101. Today, we're continuing with more bold predictions, and this time we're going to the AFC South. So, the Titans, the Colts, the Texans, and the Jaguars. We're going to make one bold prediction for each team, and at the end of the season, we'll see what comes true and what doesn't. Sound like a broken record. Okay, so starting off, we're going to go with the Indianapolis Colts, and we're going to be really bold on this one. We're going to say that the Indianapolis Colts have the number one rushing offense in the league this season. That's right. I don't think anyone sees this coming, but I think the Colts are going to get a lot done through the ground. So let's start off with their running back, Jonathan Taylor. Even though he didn't have a great season last year, 2021, he was the best back in the league, and it wasn't even close. Even though Henry's great, Jonathan Taylor in 2021 was untouchable. 2022 didn't quite go his way, but I still think with the right coaching and staff around him, he can get back to that 2021 form. Now, added to that, the quarterback they drafted this year, Anthony Richardson, he is very much a Lamar Jackson type of player where he can be electric as a runner at quarterback. So I see the Colts doing majority of their offense through the ground. So I think just because of that, they're going to lead the league in rushing yards. So this one, definitely not a lot of people see it coming, and it might be a long shot, but I think the Colts have a possibility of finishing with the number one rushing offense in the league. Right, up next, we have the Houston Texans, and this one's going to be kind of a disappointment, but I see it happening. We're going to say that CJ Stroud busts. That's right, CJ Stroud, the second overall pick by the Houston Texans, completely busts. He has a terrible year. So this pick for me kind of goes back to the S2 cognitive abilities test, which he had a very bad score on, and his response afterwards was, "I'm not a test taker." Really didn't like that. Really didn't like that. I don't think he has what it takes to be one of the greats in this league. I think that a cognitive ability is very important, but regardless, even outside of that, the Texans roster, it's not great right now. They had a good draft. Getting Will Anderson on defense, I think that'll help. Nico Collins at wide receiver, he's decent. Damian Pierce at running back, I think he had a very solid rookie season, and I think that he could be one of the best backs in the league with a little bit more development. That being said, though, I'm not a fan of the O line for the Houston Texans. They have Laramie Tunsil at left tackle, and that's kind of it. New head coach this year, and I don't see the Texans winning a lot of games. It's them or the Cardinals to finish last in the league. It's kind of a toss up which one. I predicted the Cardinals in a different video, but either way, I think CJ Stroud has a terrible season, and I think he completely busts. So, CJ Stroud, sorry, but you're busting. Up next, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, this one's positive, and we're going with quarterback Trevor Lawrence, and we're going to say that Trevor Lawrence is an MVP candidate this season. I don't think he's going to win the MVP, but I think that he gets a decent amount of MVP votes. So, the Jaguars offense, it's pretty good. Travis Etienne at running back, he had a very good season. Yeah, his first year starting, it was pretty good. And we look at wide receiver, Christian Kirk. Even though everybody was calling him overpaid last season, he balled out. He had a great season. They're getting Calvin Ridley also, who they traded from the Atlanta Falcons, who is now not suspended anymore for gambling. 16 games, probably a little too much, but it is what it is. I think he's going to have a good season. He's still relatively young. And in that defense, it was pretty good last year. It wasn't, top five or anything, but that defense was good. It kept them in games, and you can win with that defense with the way they were playing on offense. So I think that Trevor Lawrence, under the new direction of Doug Marrone, continues to show out. I think he has a very good year, and I think he's an MVP candidate. And honestly, watch out for the Jaguars in the playoffs. Every other AFC team. I don't think they should be taken lightly like they have been in the past. I think the Jaguars are a serious threat, so watch out for Jacksonville. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. You got this, Trevor Lawrence. I believe in you. Okay, so the last one is for the Tennessee Titans, and a lot of rookie quarterbacks in this division this season. And we're going to go with Will Levis. We're going to say that he becomes the starter by at least week 4, and he has the best rookie season of all the quarterbacks this year. So I like Will Levis coming out of the draft. I think that he is very pro ready, and I think that in that system where you can rely on Derrick Henry, it'll open up the door for play action. Now, I don't see the Titans doing anything in terms of playoffs or being a Super Bowl threat, but I think they'll be okay, and I think that offense will be enough to win a few games, but I think that this year the Titans are only concerned with Will Levis's development. So whether that looks like Ryan Tannehill starting a few games, we'll see. But I think that Will Levis will get in there relatively quickly just due to impatience. Because as much as we like Tannehill, he needs Derrick Henry in that system to succeed, and he hasn't been succeeding in it lately. So I think that he'll get benched relatively quickly if there aren't any results, and I don't see those results happening this year for the Titans. The team has just gotten worse, and the wide receiver core has really gone downhill. We'll see what Traylon Burks does in his second year, but his rookie year wasn't very impressive in my opinion. But I think that team needs a spark, and I think Will Levis is that spark. So they'll put him in probably before week 4, and I think that he has the best rookie season out of all the quarterbacks this season. So that's my prediction for the Titans. Will Levis, I think you're going to ball out. Anyway, those are my predictions for the AFC South. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Feel free to let me know. And I hope you all have a great day. See you next time.